What you saw right there was an AI generated advertisement video based just on a few prompts and a sample image as well. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to create something like that, like a machine. And you can do it for any prompt, for any image, any advertisement, and as long as you like. We're going to go through the NAM flow, and I'm going to show you all the steps, all the tools, and all the prompts that you need to build something out exactly like that. Now, before we dive in, just a quick intro about myself. My name is Moiz, and I have been advising executives at multi-large companies, multinational companies for the last half a decade on data and AI. Now I run my own AI agency where I help slightly smaller companies implement and build AI solutions like the ones I'm going to show you right now. If you want any more details, they're all in the description below, and reach out to find out anything else. Right, without that, let's dive into NAN. All right, so this is NAN. And in this video, I am going to show you how to recreate your own AI generated advertisement using just a sample image that we have. And I've got my sample image stored in my Google Drive. So let me just show you what that is. It looks something like this. So it's a protein powder, and hopefully the advertisement we want to create is going to be something related to advertising protein powder like we have right here. It might not be the exact same image, but it should be enough for us to influence a really good advertisement that we want to create as well. So in this flow, we have three main steps. We have the step of getting the image, so deciding what we want to use as our input prompt. We have creating the video, so using that image to then generate the video. And the third bit is being able to receive that video and then store it back into your Google Drive so you can do whatever you want with it later on. Now, the first step to getting an image is I put an NAN form over here. So if we go on the right hand side, you can click NAN form. And if you just click and drag the icon, you'll get something like what I got over here. In this form, you have a few options. You can, give it a title. You can add your description, your field description, which I've put as text to describe the image, and also your product image as well that you can upload as a file too. If I click execute step over here, what you're going to be able to do is get some sort of NAN form being generated. So the next step after we uploaded something to our NAN form, what we can do is upload it to our Google Drive. So within our Google Drive, on the left-hand side, you can see I've already got my file uploaded and submitted, which is a screenshot of the protein that I just showed you. And what we are able to do is give it a name, a field name, a file name, make sure our Google Drive is connected so that it can be stored in the drive like I showed you beforehand. After we upload it to our Google Drive, we're going to analyze the image that we've generated out of this. So the left-hand side, you can see quite a few fields in our schema related to our image. And what this prompt is essentially doing is it's using ChatGPT to say, here's an image. Can you give me the best way to professionally describe this so that I can plug it into a future AI model to help generate my video? And you can pick whatever AI model you like from ChatGPT, the latest one, the earlier ones. I've gone with Foro, but it's up to you which one you want. The resource is an image. You want to analyze an image. And in the URL, I've taken on the left-hand side, we can see web content URL, and I've clicked it into here so that when ChatGPT is giving us a prompt, it's really using that image that we've generated to give it more context into what it needs. Then on the right-hand side, you can see we've got a nice prompt in here that can continue on of exactly what that protein powder looks like and the best way to describe it. So we've got our image using these three steps. We now want to make sure we plug it into a model to be able to generate the video. I've put in here messenger model, which is another OpenAI feature that you can get. So if I just go back and I show you, I click the plus sign in here, I click OpenAI, and you have a bunch of features in here, and we just want to click messenger model. So if I click messenger model, what we can see, we have our context on our left-hand side from our image, and we're doing something pretty similar to the last step where we were analyzing the image. This time we want to create the perfect prompt for us to generate our AI video. So using the image that we had beforehand and using more context for what an excellent video should look like, that's what we want to ask it to do. We don't want to specify exactly it being a protein powder because we want to apply this step to any image that comes through. So make it quite generic. But at the same time, the prompt should be pretty specific in terms of lighting, scene direction, tone, style, camera details, and you can change this up however you like. But this one is helps with kind of consistency across many different images that you want to end up generating too. So that will give us a really good prompt for us to put into our video model that we want to talk through a bit later on. So the next step here is using Sora 2. So this is a video model from OpenAI, where it can generate a video based on a set of prompts. To access this, we want to use an application called Fal.ai. So if I go to this website, this is Fal, and in Fal you can have loads of different vision models. You can have Sora, VO3, any essentially any model that you want, and you have an option to do image to video. So you give it an image, and it converts it to video, text to video. You can do remixes on certain videos, etc. And you get the point. There are loads of options in here, and it's just a really easy way to consume APIs and being able to connect it up to NAN, and you can easily see the results if it works or not. So if you want to access it directly in the file, you have prompting, resolution, aspect ratio, duration, and you can get an AI generated video, like the example that they have here. For this example, we're gonna use Sora 2 text to video. But like I said, you can pick whatever model that you want. Now, to make sure we're connected up to FAL, we're going to use a HTTP request. So in order to do this on the right-hand side, we want to just click HTTP request and click and drag it here. So in this request, we have a post request in here. We have the URL for FAL, and this one is going to be set for whatever model that you have. So whether it's VO3, Sora 2, text to video, etc. You're going to use the post. You are going to add this. I've realized works quite well as the JSON header. And then in your JSON body, you want to say, I'm going to use a prompt, which is going to be the prompt coming from the previous step. So if I just execute that node, that should be running in the background, and we can get the latest prompting information that we can click and drag across into here. It'll take a little bit of time to generate, but that should give us some of the details that we want to be adding into this column basically here. This is probably the toughest step where we're connecting it directly into Fal.ai and making it work correctly. So we've generated it on the left-hand side using all the steps we had beforehand, and the content we can just click and drag. The content we can just click and drag over here, and that's our prompt that we had beforehand too. And then we can see, we have the statuses in queue, request ID, request URL, etc. It takes a while for the model to generate. And the next steps, we have almost two steps that come from here. So we have a get video step where, we have a step where, if I mislabeled it over here, but we have a step where I'm going to call this video status, because what this step is doing for us is it's really just checking and polling, is it still in the queue? What's the previous status like? Has it been completed? And how is it essentially being managed? And how is it essentially being managed altogether? So those are kind of the reasons of what we want to put in here. And you can use this URL as an example, but then put in the relevant request the request ID that you get previously. Now, there are going to be scenarios where you need to put a few extra bits and pieces in here. So if the video status is still pending, you want to make sure that you're only passing through anything that is equal to completed, and just add a wait node in here as well to say, hey, can you wait every 10 seconds or every 30 seconds to be able to make it work? So if I just run these individually, we can see it generates successfully, and the wait is doing its thing. It's taking its time. So we're just running this, making sure the statuses are all correct. That's all done. And the next step, what we have over here, which I'm going to now call get video, and you can see it's in progress now. What we're doing is we're taking the response URL from the left-hand side, and we're just clicking and dragging it into here. We're going to use header authentication, and we are going to send our headers that we have. Click that. It's a pretty simple one just to get it because you just need to click and drag one field from the left-hand side. And what this is doing is saying, Fal has already generated a video, pass it back to us so we can reuse and repurpose it. And we can just run that. And the last bit in here is going to be the uploads file. So this is taking us back to our Google Drive in here. So what we're going to have, I need to execute the previous node. What we have in here is just a Google Drive to say it's a new video. Can you place it back into our drive? So let me just re-execute each of these. So both of them have been successful. So let's check our Google Drive to see the end result. So that's our image. And now we have a video that has been generated here. That's pretty good, I think. Yeah, it's pretty cinematic. It has all the movements you'd want inside it. And I think for AI generated video, it's really good. There are ways that you can enhance it a bit further. You can add people to it. You can change your prompt around. You can make it longer. But I think for a first attempt, and if you're a beginner just getting into this, it's a great way to be able to really generate your first AI video. So those are really the flows and the steps. It doesn't really need to be more complicated than that. Like I said, Fal has a ton of features to maybe if you want to make a UGC ads very specific product and have a person or a character in there, you can do all sorts of things as well. But hopefully that gives you an idea of how to build something like this, how to take an input from a form, how to use Fal to generate the video, and how to receive it back in. So if you're into this kind of stuff, you find this one useful, hopefully you can try and repurpose it and use it for your own scenarios and use cases too. All right, so that was a demo. Hope you found that super useful. And I look forward to seeing what you guys do with something like that and what images and ads that you end up building too. Now, if you're a business and you want some help building something like what I showed you or any other AI solution, like I said earlier, my details are down below. You can see all of them and you can even access some example agentic use cases that hopefully will inspire you to build your own agents in NAN as well. And with that, I'll leave you guys to it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll for sure catch you guys in the next video.